You want a return on your investment in college. Most students graduate with nothing. No skills, no job offers, nothing in terms of opportunity after they graduate. So don't be like most people. I have 17 tips that will help you out in making sure that you get the return on investment as much as possible. 1. Pick the right major. I can't stress this enough. If you pick gender studies, psychology, anything that won't provide you skills right after college, you're punching yourself in the face. Pick STEM degrees, engineering, not just something that sounds cool or sounds like you might get an easy grade for it, because that's just your life, right? If you're gonna go to college, don't waste 4 years on something that you're gonna get an easy A for. And ask yourself, what will the market pay for me right after I graduate with these types of skill sets? The market's gonna pay you shit or nothing at all? Then rethink what you're gonna be studying for the next 4 to 5 years. Second, now pick the right counselor. Many people don't even have or utilize a counselor to their advantage. And in some cases, they do have a counselor, but they're pretty shit. They will tell you to pick a class, and after you take that class and pass it, it doesn't count towards your grade. So make sure you get a referral from other students or alumni on the best counselor to reach out to, and then stick with that counselor for the next 4 years. He or she will help you graduate on time, if not earlier. One mistake of a bad counselor, or not even using one in general, will cost you several years of you just spending more time in college, which you don't want to do. You want to get the fuck out as soon as possible. All right, now bachelor classes. This is why picking the right counselor is good for you. He or she could guide you into the best class schedules with that specific semester. Group classes on same days as much as possible, and avoid 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. days. Those are where the commutes start happening. You get lots of traffic, and there's a fuck ton of students, a fuck ton of congestion. And before or after those classes, make long study blocks so that you can balance your time, and also just make sure that you attend. For example, if you have work before, you could attend that. Or if you have work after, you could attend that. So make sure you batch your classes so that you could have that kind of work-study life balance. All right, now that we have our classes set, make sure that we're actually focused on getting internships for the next 4 years, starting your freshman year. That's right, as early as starting your freshman year. Internships beat GPA. Now, obviously, you need at least an average of a C to pass and get your degree, but anything above that, you should focus all that time into getting real world experiences for the major that you're studying in. For example, if you're majoring in chemistry, try to intern at a lab, right? Either at school or a lab at work. If you're majoring in engineering, apply to engineering internships during the summer. That's also fast, quick money in which you could develop the skills, and not only that, you getting paid for it. And if you encounter any type of unpaid internship, then I would just say leave immediately. It's not worth it. You should always get paid, even when you're learning. All right, the next 3 is how you can optimize your way in getting those internships. So first, you want to tailor your ICP. What jobs stand out to you? What job roles are you interested in terms of doing it over the summer or in the winter internships? Next is you want to actually apply 5 days. You want to actually apply 5 times a day, or during classes, after classes, before classes, anything that works for you. Make sure you have that target and complete it every single day, even on weekends too. That way you could get lots of jobs into the funnel. And not only that, along with applying, you need to tailor your resume into each specific job that you're looking for as well. This will increase your chance of getting an internship. Don't stress about it. You have 4 years of getting an internship. So I would recommend just spending some time in talking with your counselor, using resources at your campus to help tailor your resume and optimize your job search. Also, guys, when you apply, I want you guys using multiple funnels. So don't just use LinkedIn, right? There's Monster, Indeed, Glassdoor. There's also emails you could reach out to. You could give them a phone call. Any one of these are considered a funnel in which you should utilize so that you could, again, increase your chances and stand out from other students as well. When you're with your classmates, I want you to actually help them out in terms of problem sets. Give out material, right? Whether they're asking for a pen, be happy to give that out, buy them lunch, even form study groups so that you have that kind of support there. For my case, in terms of engineering, I used to always try to provide as much value as possible, create study groups, host study groups, and also just making sure that, we're eating as well. So we're eating out, I buy their food. People will like you a lot more and start to trust you a lot more, which means they will also provide value to you, whereas them giving answers for you or just helping out in terms of group projects. You have that kind of close, tight-knit group that will help you in making your college life easier when it comes to academics. So make sure you're networking and actually talking to people. And this is a very valuable skill to learn and to practice during college so that you could apply those skills to when you're outside of college. 10th point, join clubs. Again, going back to the networking tip, it's important to join a club that is specific towards your skill set and your major. For example, I was the president of the industrial engineering club for my school, and it taught me a lot of things like managing finances, managing people, how to host events, and all those types of things. Basically like running a business, but instead of that, it's just a not-for-profit or non-profit basically. Again, you'll attain a lot of good, valuable skills within your major, and not only that, in business as well. I also hosted like recruiting events. So how can I bring leads in to sign up for our club? Pretty cool to join a club there, and very, very valuable in that regard. All right, 11th thing, textbooks, right? And tech. You don't need to spend the full price. You could ask your parents to buy you, borrow from alumni. You could ask the school if they provide free laptops, or you could even use used textbooks that are quarter of the price on Amazon. Don't pay full price for things. Throughout all my 4 years in college, I've never paid for a single textbook. I've never paid for a single laptop. My parents always provided that to me, and in terms of textbooks, I always just used the alumni's textbooks, which again, going back to networking, that's the most important thing to have in terms of skill, which will benefit you in the end when it comes to free resources like textbooks or previous homeworks, stuff like that. All right, working part-time. In college, I worked part-time all the time basically, right? And I also try to get as much hours as possible. So towards like the end of the first semester of freshman year, I worked at KFC, and then after that I worked at Macy's, and then I worked as a videographer, a wedding videographer and editor throughout my last 2 years there. And in between those summers, I did internships. So I did work-related, major-related stuff as well in terms of engineering. But I always want to recommend you guys to not only spend your free time studying and learning the classes, but also work part-time. I want you guys to start having that foundation and getting that money so that you can manage your budget. Again, setting that foundation so that you know how to manage your money well and have that foundation before you even graduate. And then once you get a full-time job, you already know the deal. How much is rent? Like, how much do I have to allocate towards this, or this? Make sure you guys have that experience in getting a part-time job, knowing what it's like to get money, and also it also helps out in paying off those student loans. I didn't have to deal with that since my parents already paid in full for all of my semesters in college, and it was pretty cheap since I went to a D2 state school, so grateful for that. But make sure you have a part-time job at the very least. Number 13, track everything. So I want you guys to stay on top of your classes, stay on top of your Canvas or Power School, all your classes, all your assignments, check them daily and make a to-do list. What are you gonna do first before class? I have to take notes, I have to finish this assignment. So make sure you're on top of that so that homeworks don't stack up. If they do stack up, then your stress will increase. That's the bare minimum you have to do to get a C so that you could at least have that degree, so that you could focus your time on other things. And in a university, 14th point, I want you guys to budget and live cheap. I want you guys make sure that you guys are actually going to a state school. You don't have to go to a prestigious, 4-year Harvard, Ivy League. I want you guys, like the state schools that I went to, they had great mentors already. So I want you guys to actually start making sure that you guys get scholarships so that you can reduce your expenses if you're gonna go to an Ivy League expensive school. And if not, a state school is perfectly fine and more than enough for your education. And if you're going to an in-state school, that's even better. Maybe you live very, very close, or maybe 30, 40 minutes away. Stay at your parents' house. Do not pay for rent. And also, don't live in the dorms. That's really fucking expensive. You also have to pay for food, which is kind of mid, at least at my school anyways. Make sure you're living with your parents, you're saving that money with your part-time job and internships. This will set you up for success so that you could plan on moving out once you get a full-time job offer right after college. I have plenty of videos when it comes to budgeting, and I'll probably have a masterclass that will be posted probably before this video is even posted. 16th thing, maximizing investing in yourself. I want you guys with that money and with the skills that are acquired through those internships to invest into yourself. I want you guys to invest in open up a Roth IRA, a stock brokerage account from Robinhood. I want you guys to, take some time to travel, eat out, all those things that you have. If you have your needs lower, is invest in yourself. That's the most important thing. Invest in courses, extra certifications, and even extra classes that will help you gain skill sets for the real world. Make sure you guys utilize that as well, and keep that in mind too. And then final thing is making sure you're tackling the lowest hanging fruit in terms of getting full-time job offers. The internships that you worked, ask the manager if they have a full-time job opening for you right after college, that you could get a job even before you even graduate. So leveraging those networks once you get those internships to convert them into full-time job offers. And not only that, once you get your job offer, negotiate your salary. Because that's essentially what I want for all you guys, just to be more happy with the decisions that you make in college. I always talk about maximizing it and making sure that you're hacking college. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to college. But what I am saying is how you could use that time more efficiently from my type of experience. So if you guys like this type of content and found this content informative, I have more videos up here that you guys could check out, and subscribe to this channel if you want more videos like this.